How you guys doing today? Back with another presentation, guys. Hope everybody's having an okay Sunday. I'm gonna say this for the record. People hate the truth, and I know they hate the truth. I see it in my comment section. People love trying to attack somebody. They love trying to come at somebody sideways. But you know what? The truth is the truth. Don't matter how you feel about it. The truth is the truth. I want some dating coaches to come comment on my content. I was just watching a presentation from Dutch Master, and shout out to Dutch Master. And he even said it was a white guy in one of the presentation in this video saying that his first girlfriend approached him at a house party, and he even said that his second girlfriend, he got her through being a fitness trainer, training in the gym. So that just go to show you right there, women do the choosing. See, as a man, if women find you attractive, you don't have to approach. You don't have to approach. See, I used to want to believe that you have to approach. If you got to approach, you already lost. You already lost. But this is going to be, this presentation right here is going to be called, I'm going to call this presentation right here, You've Already Been the Best Version of Yourself, Part 2. A lot of guys need to understand, you've already been the best version of yourself. When you was 12, you was the best version. When you were 13, you was the best version. See, what a lot of guys need to get in their head, you cannot build something that never had a foundation. If there was never a foundation for something, you can never build upon it. And I'll repeat that just in case that goes over some people's head. You cannot build a foundation on something that never was there. So if you never had the potential to begin with, you can't expound on that. You can't build on something that never was. See, if you never been sexy, you can't become sexy. See, a lot of guys that claim they didn't get females when they were teenagers, but they started getting them the older they got, they was already sexy to women. They just didn't know they had sex appeal. They was dumb. They was too dumb to realize that they had sex appeal. So you got some guys that's dumb. They don't realize that they're a sex god. They don't realize that they're a god amongst men. They don't realize it. So they tell themselves, well, I didn't get females when I was 15, but I started getting them when I hit 21. Okay. Some people were just lucky. It goes back to what my father told me, the luck of the draw. Just because you got lucky and things worked out for you, don't try to tell me that it's going to work out for other guys. That's your life. That's your experience. So don't try to make it seem like that's the way it's going to be for everyone else, because it's not going to be that way for everyone else. Just because you was lucky enough to find love at a young age and to get a wife and to get children and get all this beautiful stuff, it ain't going to work that way for every dude. And I just want to say for the record, you've already been the best version of yourself. So when dudes tell you to work on yourself, you need to work on your game. There's no such thing as game, but when dudes tell you that you need to self-improve, that's BS. That's BS. Because you've already been the best version of yourself when you was an adolescent, when you was in middle school, when you was in high school. You know, females, they didn't feel that you was worth nothing then. How many females approached you then? How many females asked you out then? How many females said, here's my number, we do lunch sometime, we go golfing sometime? How many females went out of their way to ask you out? None. The same thing with me when I was 15. No one showed any interest in me. So I'm not trying to hear self-improvement. I'm not trying to hear it. That is cap in bold-faced letters. That is cap. See, I'm glad I watched that presentation from Dutch Master when that guy said that his first girlfriend approached him at a house party. How many of you guys can say a woman pursued you like that? You can't say you have. You can't say you have. See, people know what the real deal is to why certain dudes have never been wanted. They know that some dudes are just not attractive. But see, I was fortunate enough to have a father that let me know at a young age that I was destined to be a failure. And let's say if I had a son. If I had a son and I was a father, I would tell him the same things that my father told me. Because if I had a son, more than likely, the cycle is going to repeat itself again. And he's going to grow up to be a failure too. So just know that when you've already been the best version of yourself, you can't build on something that never was there to begin with, you know? So just keep that in your mind. How can you cultivate upon something that was never there? You never had the potential. Like me, from the time I was an adolescent, I never had the potential. I never had the potential. I never been a sex symbol. I never been a dude like Trey Songz. You know, I never been a man like that. So, you know, it's completely over. And a lot of guys just need to let that digest. They need to let that marinate. If I had any word of advice to give to young guys, don't listen to no dude who's successful with women who try to give you advice. Because men who are attractive to women live in a whole different reality. They live in a whole different realm from the realm that you're living in. Attractive people, their life is different. They don't have to be good people. That's why most of them don't have to work on their personality. Because when the better looking you are, people will excuse certain bad behavior and certain negative traits that you have. So men who are attractive to women, their reality is totally different from yours. So you'd be a fool to listen to a man who's been desired by women his whole life trying to give you some game about women when he's always had women throwing vagina at him. He don't have to work for nothing. He never had to work for nothing because women was always giving it to him. That's why when dudes try to give me advice about women, I ain't trying to hear it. I'm not going to listen to a dude who been a sex symbol his whole life. See, Mr. Lucario been a sex symbol his whole life, but he would never swallow that ego and say, you know, I've been sexy my whole life. Women have always just handed pussy to me on a silver platter. But I'm here trying to convince you guys that you can be a man like me. Mr. Lucario would never swallow his pride as a man and admit that. He wouldn't. A lot of these dating coaches wouldn't. Because they're full of crap and they capping hard. I know I've already been the best version of myself, you know? And compared to other men that's in their 30s, I don't feel I even look like a man in his 30s. Most men in their 30s, they look like real men. I've been around dudes in my age range, they look older than me. So, you know, some dudes just ain't got it. And I knew, and a lot of guys knew from a young age that they didn't have it. A lot of dudes knew they didn't have it. So I know that I've already been the best version of myself. You know, by the time you in your 30s, you know, the older you get, you on the decline. You know, like my dad even told me, you getting closer to the grave. So you can't expound on something that never was there. You know, you can't expound on something that was never there. You can't become great if you've never been great. So just know that, you know, a lot of guys that they telling that they need to self-improve, a lot of these dudes, they've already been the best version of themselves. When you was 15, you was the best version of yourself. When you was 18, 19, you was the best version of yourself. That's when you were young, you were youthful. My dad told me, getting vagina as a teenager at 15 is not the same as getting vagina as a 35-year-old man. It'll be more precious to you getting vagina at 19 versus getting some at 35. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I say those adolescent years are your prominent years, and those are the years where you should be having females throwing that box at you. You know, see, A lot of guys were just lied to and gaslit. See, a lot of dudes, including myself, who've never been desired, should have had somebody telling us at 15, you're not a desirable man, so you're going to have to pay for the box. And I'm going to make a presentation on when I think guys should start paying for the box. More than likely it'll be tomorrow. Can't wait to go to this Christmas play. But because someone told me to make a presentation talking about what is a good age for guys to start paying for the box. And I say a good age to start paying for box, you know, I'm gonna elaborate more on that in my presentation when I make it. But I just want to tell you guys that, you know, that's why I gave you the analogy that my dad gave me. Getting sex at 19 is way better than getting it at 35. Because when you're 19, you in your prime. You know, that's when it's new to you. You know, you'll appreciate it better. But you guys leave your comments on this presentation. Let me know what you guys think. Just remember, you've already been your best version. Have a good day. Happy Sunday. Merry Christmas. Peace.